Welcome back, True Seeker. In just a few minutes, I'll be joined by Jonathan. Actually, can I speak this today? In a few minutes, I'll be joined by Jonathan, with Jonathan. Jonathan will be here in a few minutes to help me out because I obviously cannot speak today. But anyhow, Jonathan wants to come on. Again, he is finishing up his book, 38 Special, about the deaths in the hip-hop world. And sadly, as he's finishing up, there was another one yesterday. Of course, we covered this yesterday, the death of Gangsta Boo on New Year's, the Memphis rapper. If you're new here, we're going to talk about Gematria. And again, Gematria comes from Kabbalah, which is Jewish mysticism. There's some songs in the world of hip-hop that kind of allude to these things, like No Vaseline by Ice Cube. But anyhow, Gematria is the practice of coding numbers into words. In this code, Killing, New Year's, Memphis rapper, they all have this Gematria 38, very fateful number. It's a number heavily connected to death. And in her case, Gangsta Boo 38, again, like Killing, like Gematria, the practice of coding numbers into words. Look up the song Gematria, the Killing name, like English, like energy. While we wait for Jonathan to join us, since we covered these topics last night, including the death of the drummer from Modest Mouse, again, the one position in a band that has Gematria 38 is the drummer. You had the death of the drummer from Modest Mouse on New Year's Day. But Jeremy Renner, the actor, reportedly in critical condition after being hit by a snowplow on New Year's Day. And just take a look at the Gematria snowplow, 38. And again, if you guys are new here, we've been documenting this same stuff year after year. New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. It's the same thing every single year. And a death that nobody will question on New Year's Day. Just came in recently. Shout out to Kayla Decode Talker. Just notified me. Art McNally, the ref, dead at 97. No one's ever going to question the death of a 97-year-old no matter what day they die on. But take a look at his name, Gematria. Art McNally, 38. And again, if you're new here, we talk about the base ciphers, the alphabetic order with numerology, where his name equals 38. Again, just like Colorado's 38, the 38th state, so many death rituals out of Colorado. Florida's also got it. You had a mass shooting in Florida on New Year's Day. Hold on, I got Jonathan phoning in, but hey, did you get the link?
I don't see it. But...
In your email?
Hold on. I sent you something. Did you see what I sent you?
Okay, hold on. I just started the stream. I was just doing a little warm-up while I was waiting for you to connect. But let me...
Yeah, I just don't see it, yeah.
Weird. Okay, I'll send the link again right now. And when you get it, just hop on, and I'll also get the email you sent me.
I'll take it back, because I'm looking at it. You're sending it to one Infinite Consciousness at Gmail, right?
Yep, that's the one.
I don't know what's up.
Okay, here, I'll send it again right now.
Okay.
All right, stand by. Okay, so anyhow, little technical glitch there, but we'll get Jonathan on in a second. And while we're waiting for him, shout out to Amy to Crack Their Code. She's got her own YouTube page now. But hold on, got to make sure Jonathan has the invite link so he can join us. Okay. All right. So he should have that. But anyhow, just coming back to this ref who's dead, Art McNally. Again, he's got that Gematria 38. Like Florida, you heard about the mass shooting in Florida. A lot of rituals. Notice Christmas also has a 38. You might recall on Christmas, there was the killing in Colorado at the Jehovah's Witness Center. Again, this fateful number always around death. And the word death itself is 38 forwards, 97 in reverse. Again, the ref who's dead at 97. And keep in mind right now is Capricorn, the astrological sign, which is ruled by Saturn. And Saturn, its astrological symbol has the scythe, which is where the Grim Reaper gets its scythe from, who of course is connected to death. So anyhow, again, you learn this little simple code, you start to see through the redundant patterns and the deaths over and over on New Year's. And you see how drummer has the 38 forwards, 43 in reverse? Look at New Year's. 3843, right? Gangsta Boo, 38, and words like killing, 3843. R.I.P., 3843. Just the other night, bringing up the dead ref at age 97. Barbara Walters, dead on her 97th day of her age, and the time of Capricorn, dead at age 93 when Saturn equals 93. Again, direct relation with Capricorn. Saturn connected to the Grim Reaper. But again, she made it big with The View, which came out in 97. And as Amy at cracktheircode.org pointed out, from the anniversary of the launch of The View to her death was 141 days later, going with Barbara Walters. So anyhow, Jonathan's going to come on here in just a moment, and he's got more finds on the death of Gangsta Boo at age 43 on New Year's Day. And he watched the stream last night, so he knows what information we covered, and he's got additional finds, and soon enough these will be in his book, 38 Special. Of course, we also just had another recent death in Memphis in relation to the hip-hop world. Rapper Big Scar, found dead at a very young age. We just covered that the other day. And 22 years old, dead in 22. But if you are new here, again, Gematria, it's based on the alphabetic order forwards and backwards with numerology. And notice how murder and Memphis share the numbers 34, 38, 79. And for the record, with regards to the actor in the news, Jeremy Renner with the snowplow incident, again, notice snowplow, 34, 38, 79, just like Memphis. So, okay. All right, we got Jonathan in here. And Jonathan, before you go, just to set up this whole thing about murder by numbers, I want to give people one more thing that I just caught. There's a movie that came out this year starring Ethan Hawke, and I don't know if this movie was big in the theaters. I didn't hear about it, but then again, I don't really pay attention to what's in the theaters. But it came across my plate because it's now on the movie streaming services. I think they just added it. But Ethan Hawke, Black Phone. And we were watching this movie last night, and it is a dark and disturbing movie. It's about a person who kidnaps people in Denver, Colorado. Well, I shouldn't say people. He kidnaps young children and plays a game with them and then murders them. And I don't want to ruin the whole movie, but I'll give you some details that won't really change too much if you do decide to watch this. When I was watching last night, I was like, that's interesting that the dungeon he keeps the children in, a part of the dungeon has the black and white Masonic checkerboard floor, and then as the movie goes on, eventually the child discovers the code to escape the dungeon, and it's the numbers 2, 17, 33, and I thought, 2 pillars in masonry, modern Freemasonry created in the year 1717, and of course the Scottish Rite has the highest degree of 33. And again, the address of the Masonic headquarters in Washington, D.C. is at the building number 1733. And let's not forget D.C.'s on the 38th parallel, and about the nation's biggest, or the world's biggest killing apparatus is headquartered there, the Pentagon, which is a word, if I'm not mistaken, let me make sure I'm right about this. Yeah, Pentagon is also 38 and 34, just like murder. Anyhow, this film, it was supposed to come out on January 28th, and then it got delayed to February 4th, and then it finally released on June 24th, which is modern Freemasonry's birthday. So I was watching the movie last night and just picking up the clues that went on. I was like, okay, Masonic checkerboard floor in the dungeon where they keep the children. The code to get out couldn't be more Masonic. And then I look up the day it released. I'm like, oh my God, it came out on Freemasonry's birthday. And then it came out this year on Freemasonry's birthday, June 24th. What happened this year on June 24th that had to do with the killing of children, which is the plot of this movie? Was it not the overturning of Roe v. Wade? So look at this. The name of the film, Black Phone, 42 forwards, 48 in reverse. The star's Ethan Hawke, who's the killer. 42, 48, just like Freemason, right? And it got postponed from January 28th to February 4th, 4/2, but also February is the month that equals 42, 48, 96. It's a lot like Freemason, 96, 42, 48. And notice Freemason's also 147. Gangsta Boo just died 147 days after her birthday. And this movie ended up releasing 147 days after the first planned release date. But Ethan Hawke also, his name's got the 96 in it, so. And the 42, 48. For the record, the divisors of 42 add up to 96, all mathematics. But again, the code to get out is 21733, Mason and Masonry, 17 and 33, two pillars and Masonry, Boaz and Joaquin. It's all Jewish mysticism. Notice the way they did the movie poster, how that just the big words are black phone, but they tucked in a little tiny the there. So it's also the black phone. And the black phone is 57, like Scottish Rite. In reverse, Scottish Rite is 78. Remember, Jesuits also 78, and modern Freemasonry was created by the Jesuit order. This movie begins in 1978 in Denver, Colorado. 1978, Denver, Colorado. And again, June 24th was the day it ended up releasing. But the thing about it being in Denver, Colorado, it's got that Gematria 74, like Masonic, like London, where modern Freemasonry began, like Holiday. All these deaths on the Holiday, including the Pointer sister dead at 74, whose name Anita Pointer 74. Energy, Gematria, English, occult, all these words 74. Just like killing, like 3 of the first 5 presidents dead on 7/4 in this highly Masonic nation on Independence Day, which is another 74. And there's even more to this movie, but again, just, it's like 99% of the people who watch this movie, they're just going to think it's a movie about a psychopath serial killer, right? And one other little clue that they drop in the movie is that the killer kills 5 children, and it's the 6th child that escapes, and they show that he already has the grave dug for the 6th child. It's just the child refuses to play the game, so the child never gets killed. I won't tell you everything that happens because I'd ruin the movie, but 5 of the 6 children he kidnapped die. 5 of 6. And we know, again, the Jesuits created modern Freemasonry. There's an overlap with that as well. Freemasons, the plural, is 56. And Society of Jesus, the formal title of the Jesuits, is 56, just like Washington, D.C. is. Again, the Jesuit Masonic city. So again, they can put this stuff in movies and get away with it because almost nobody's going to recognize any of it. They're not going to catch on to the tile floor. They're not going to catch on to the passcode 21733. They're not going to catch on to the release date being modern Freemasonry's birthday because almost nobody knows anything about any of this. And again, we see how Hollywood mocks us continually by putting out the knowledge. It's just like how they put out the film Murder by Numbers on the anniversary of Ignatius of Loyola becoming the first superior general. And right in the title of the film, they code 38 into murder, when murder equals 38 like death, killing, and RIP. And again, we're about to go out to Jonathan, but this movie did come out April 19th, 2002. 38 weeks after the star's birthday, Sandra Bullock, who turned 37, meaning she began her 38th year of life when the film came out. She was in her 38th year of life, 38 weeks after her birthday when the film released. And for the record, where murder's 38 and 83, so is Colorado. This film is set in Colorado, killing kids. Columbine, kind of where the mass school shooting thing started at, or school mass shooting, I should say. Having a lot of trouble talking today, but anyhow, let's get out to Jonathan. It is his time to shine, and pretty soon he's going to have his book 38 special and take us to the next level. What's up, Jonathan?
Oh, I was just want to let you know what I discovered in the last, I guess, 24 hours. It's been about 24 hours now.
Yeah, please.
So let me just start from the top. Oh, but you were just saying 44. She died at 43, but she was in her 44th year of life.
And 3-6 Mafia has the song 44th Street Killers, right?
44 killers, right?
Or is it just 44 Killers? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So I guess I'll just start from the top. I emailed you the if you want to put it on the screen, it doesn't really matter. But so this is what I discovered, right? The word Gangsta Boo equals 38 in full reduction. And notice the last rapper that died was also from Memphis, Big Scar. But this isn't the first time they did that. Last year, when Young Dolph died, by the way, the day Young Dolph died left 44 days left in the year, right? But the rapper that died right before Young Dolph was a rapper from Memphis, right? This happened in 2021. So the rapper from there's a rapper from Memphis that dies named PSO Emmett, which I wanted to talk about. Right after that, Young Dolph dies. And here's the same situation. Big Scar dies, another rapper from Memphis, and then now we got Gangsta Boo. So a lot of rappers die from Memphis. And we see why, because it's like the number 38 is just a huge number with this. So her name equals 38. And right before that, right before Big Scar, Snooty Wild passed away early in 2022. Another rapper from Memphis. So
Hold on, Jonathan. People are saying that there's an echo. It could be my fault. Let me adjust a setting. I think it's my fault. Let me.
okay.
I think that's going to solve the problem. All right, go ahead. My fault.
Okay. All right. So yeah, I was just saying that the number 38 is huge, and it's a pattern that they do. Like most of the rappers who drop dead, right? They come from Memphis. A lot of times they come from Memphis. You know, a lot of rappers die in Memphis. So what I was saying is that if you didn't hear me with the echo, is there was a rapper named PSO Emmett who was murdered right before Young Dolph died. So this is an ongoing pattern. So a local rapper named PSO Emmett, which I'm going to talk about, gets shot and killed. Right after that, it's Young Dolph. Now it's the same thing here, right? Big Scar passes away, another rapper from Memphis, and now Gangsta Boo, which of course is the bigger rapper, passes away. So there's an ongoing list of rappers dropping dead from Memphis. And we know why. The word Memphis equals 38. Her rap name equals 38 in full reduction, which is the most important cipher. So, this number 38 is no joke, is basically what I'm going into. So of course, Snooty Wild passed away in early 2022. These are 3 rappers that have died in less than a year from Memphis. Not to mention Young Dolph was before Snooty Wild. Gangsta Boo's Drink Champs was 3 months before her death. I could not find the specific date. So the death of Gangsta Boo also makes the 3rd death from 3-6 Mafia. Lord Infamous and Coops the Nicka being the others, right? So this is the 3rd death from 3-6 Mafia, right? Gangsta Boo was found dead on 1/1/2023. Of course, the media says it was drug related. And of course, they must mention fentanyl. The word fentanyl equals 38. This tactic is used to make people think a certain way. Gangsta Boo comes from a group that promoted drug use, and she probably dibbled and dabbled. I don't know. But this doesn't mean she overdosed on any drug, much less fentanyl. There's no way to know how she died. The media could tell us anything. Yes, people overdose, but most drug use happens without any issues. Now, keep in mind, they want to say that, she overdosed and she committed suicide, right? her
Oh,
rap
is that what they're
name.
saying? They're saying because yesterday when the story came out, they said they didn't know what the death was. So now it's
Well, no,
fentanyl.
I don't know. I'm getting different reports because I saw something saying that she OD'd off drugs. But that's what they always say. So
Right.
that's what I was basically writing is that we can't believe whatever they say. But I just want to I just want you to notice that her rap name before Gangsta Boo was Suicide. And now
Mm.
they're saying that she OD'd, basically committed suicide. And now they want to blame it on fentanyl, like they always do. See, this is how the media puts fear in the public to make them think a certain way. It's just like the opioid crisis, or in the 80s the crack crisis, or in the 70s the heroin crisis. Like the media always wants to make you think it's way worse than what it really is. This girl was healthy as fuck. Like, how the fuck did she just drop dead? She was only 43 years old. This girl was healthy as fuck. Like, you want me to think that she dropped dead off of fentanyl? Like, I don't buy it. You know what I'm saying? They killed this girl.
It's just so obvious
Eh,
because I mean, before this
eh,
stuff's even happening, for people to understand, we're pointing this stuff out for years. We just been pointing out, dude, we're saying just wait till New Year's comes around and watch how many people are dead and how many 38s are in the headline. And again, fentanyl is another 38 words. So yeah, I'm seeing that's the headline. I'm also seeing this story here that just came out 11 minutes ago from the Sun, comparing her death to the other member of the group, Kupstanika, dead October 9th, 2015. That's the day leaving 83 days left in the year. We're just talking about this murder 83, murder 38. Two members of 3-6 Mafia, and Memphis equals
Oh,
83
well,
and
well,
38.
I'm glad you brought that 83 up because I'm going to bring that up too. So now I can add that because I didn't have that. So,
Yeah, I didn't realize that until I just read the Sun article because they're pointing out what day he died. And I just know right away October 9th leaves 83 days left in the year. So
and then
83,
remember,
38.
okay, look at Memphis, right? The word Memphis also equals 34, and the word suicide equals 34, and her rap name was Suicide before her rap name became Gangsta Boo, right? So it
Yeah.
all matches up. Like the 38, the 34s, the 44s. Remember, she comes from the group 44 Killers, right?
Well, that's one of their
Uh,
songs, right?
Yeah, well, that's one of their songs. Yeah. Uh, so, all right. So let me just move on
And again, just to
now.
emphasize that point, in case people aren't getting that, again, she died at age 43, like New Year's and killing and RIP. But if you're age 43, it means you're in your 44th year of life, and kill equals 44. Just like how the drummer who died yesterday, drummer equals 38 and 43, like killing. He died 4 days after the band announced he had stage 4 cancer, and cancer, chemo, and kill are all 44. So again, just track the same patterns across all these entertainment genres, and you just see the same rituals over and over.
And remember, Sean Price that also died at 43 years old, meaning he was in his 44th year.
Yeah.
So, so the word New Year's equals 38 and 43. Gangsta Boo died at 43 years old. Killing equals 43. RIP 43. Project Pat equals 43. Where Them Dollars At, her biggest song that features DJ Paul, equals 87. Number of the Beast equals 87. Gangster Boo's birthday is 8/7, right? Her debut album is called Inquiring Minds. Inquiring Minds equals 83. And now I can add the other part where you said the day Coops the nigga, that part, the
Somebody just
83
added
to that.
something else. Somebody just said his full name equals 109 and he's dead on 10/9. And they said he also died 201 days before his birthday.
Oh, wow. Okay, so Inquiring Minds equals 83 in full reduction. That's her debut album. It's called Inquiring Minds. The word murder equals 83. We talked about the 83 with Coops. The song Murder by Numbers came out in 83 by the band The Police, right? And remember, 3-6 was this anti-police type of group. It's no telling. I mean, who else could have who else could get away with murder like this other than I'm telling you, this girl was healthy. There's no way that she OD'd. I don't believe it. She was born in 79. right? Inquiring minds equals 79. The word murder equals 79. Now, check this out, right? She has a song that was released in 2022 called Forever Crunk with the number 4 when you spell it out. I don't know if you can see it. Can you see that on the screen? Okay.
Uh-huh.
Oh, because I was reading it from my document. Hold on. So Forever Crunk, right? This album came excuse me, this song came out last year, 2022. Forever Crunk with the number 4. The media reported she was found dead around 4 p.m. This single is with the rapper 38. Yes, that's his rap name, 38. That's his rap name. Now, the number 4, like we were just talking about, right, is associated with death. She started with the group who have a song called 44 Killers. The 44 list is long, starting with kill. Kill equals 44. I go over the number 44 widely with the death of Biggie Smalls. This now makes the 4th rapper to die after making an appearance on Drink Champs. Young Dolph, DMX, Takeoff, and now Gangsta Boo. The day Young Dolph was killed left 44 days left in the year. Her second album was called Both Worlds 69. The Jesuit Order, Catholic Church, New World Order, Illuminati, all words that equals 69. Lola Chantrell Mitchell, 122, Satanic, 122, Pope Francis, 122, San Francisco, 122. The Church of Satan was founded in San Francisco.
Which is
And
on the
understand this,
122nd meridian.
122nd Meridian, I got to add that.
Yeah, the coordinate. That's why it's important about that.
And of course, this comes, she comes from a group that, is basically known to, promote the devil, I mean, think about their name. It's 3-6 Mafia. So she also has an album called Witch, which I'll get to. She is dead exactly 21 weeks after her birthday. Sunday, Jesuit, evil, all equals 21. And of course, New Year's equals 38, just like Memphis, just like murder. So that is also 147 days. She's dead exactly 21 weeks after her birthday, which is exactly 147 days. Freemason 147, Conspiracy 147. Gangsta Boo was a pioneer of female rap music. Her hit song "Where Them Dollars At" was a script club anthem. The song was huge everywhere. She had a different style and did not rhyme in riddles. She was very direct with her lyrics. The first album she was on was Mystic Styles. This album came out in 1995. This was 3-6 Mafia's debut album. And I'm going to add the part about the 95 Thesis and Martin Luther, because this is when 3-6 came out in 95, right? So the album comes out, Mystic Styles, on 5/30/1995. From this day until the day Gangsta Boo died is 27 years and 216 days. The word ritual equals 27, and 6 times 6 times 6 equals 216. And she has an album called Witch, which equals 27. And so it's 27 years from, basically 27 years from the form which she debuted on Mystic Styles. She's dead 27 years later. The word rituals 27, racism equals 27, and she has an album called Witch, which equals 27. Does that make sense?
Indeed. And I just want to remind people how Broom and Witch have the perfect overlap in all 4 ciphers.
Okay. Okay. Okay, what are the odds of that, right?
Indeed.
The Gangster Boo died while DJ Paul was 45 years old. Ritual equals 45. And she died on a date with 45 numerology. Hip hop equals 45. Gangsta Boo has a song called Kill, 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 Murder, Murder, Murder. That equals 153 in full reduction. drug overdose equals 153 when you use the alphabetical order. The word Jesuit order equals 153. So Lord Infamous, right? Lord Infamous, which is DJ Paul's uncle, basically discovered Gangsta Boo. Lord Infamous introduced Gangsta Boo to DJ Paul, right? So notice they're both dead, Gangsta Boo and Lord Infamous. Meanwhile, DJ Paul and Juicy J careers have thrived. DJ Paul, Juicy J, and Project Pat are the most famous and successful members of the group. Now let's look at the number 56. Oh no equals 56. Both Nori and Gangsta Boo each have a song called Oh No. And of course, Nori relates to this because she just appeared on Nori's Drink Champs and now she's dead. Just like Takeoff appeared on Drink Champs and 2 weeks later he was dead. Just like Young Dolph appeared on Drink Champs and a little while after that he was dead. Just like DMX appeared on Drink Champs and a little while after that he was dead. So the word Oh No equals 56, and both Nori and Gangsta Boo each have a song called Oh No. Project Pat equals 56. Society of Jesus equals 56. Her rap name before Gangsta Boo was Suicide. Both Nori and Gangsta Boo released their solo debut albums in 1998. And that's all I got to as far as that part. But I am gonna add that other part about Koopsta. And I mean, that's basically was it for her so far. But she wasn't. Another thing about her is, oh, Poison is 38, yeah, and is 43, yeah, and 43, okay, and she's
It's
dead at
97 as
43.
well, like Death and Capricorn. We're in the time of Capricorn. And the
Okay,
119 is interesting because the abbreviation for arsenic is AS. A is the first letter, S is the 19th.
so exactly like I believe that like this girl was healthy and they poisoned her, and this is how it works. Like this is how I mean she had a lot of she made a I mean she had a lot of success with her rap career, but now you have a rapper named Glorilla coming from Memphis. Now she's like the new female rap sensation, and it's a girl with it's three girls. It's Lotto, but Lotto's not from Memphis, but Glorilla is, and Gangsta Boo is, right? So they got this song called "Fuck the Club Up," which is a reenactment of "Tear the Club Up" from that came out back in the day, right? So Gangsta Boo's on the song, and so it's crazy because it's like Gangsta Boo's on the song, and it was like a song that was blowing up at the end of the year, and now she's gone. Like at the end, basically, if you put in the acronyms of the song, it equals 14, just like end. And now she's gone. Like which she basically this song kind of like was reviving her career, you know. So she's starting to get this buzz back with with the younger people that are coming out of Memphis, and then boom, next thing you know, she's dead. And but it's almost like making room for like the new generation, like because it was her and LaChat. There were her, LaChat, and the girl from Tommy Boy Records. I mean, from Tommy Wright Records. I could look that up. But I mean, there's so many rappers from Memphis that but she was like one of the she was like a pioneer, a female rap pioneer. Like she was like the first one anybody ever heard of. Her and LaChat. So
Yeah, and just to remind people, again, the whole fentanyl death with musicians thing started with Prince, and notice how his name's got the 38, 34. just like murder, like Memphis, also the 97, like we're talking about with death. And again, they said he died in Chanhassen. There's 5 states in the U.S. that equal 38. One's Minnesota, where he died, in Chanhassen, Minnesota. Another's Colorado. We're talking about how Christmas also equals 38. You heard about the killing in the town of Thornton, Colorado on Christmas. Thornton's also got the 38. And plus, Colorado's the 38th state in order of statehood. Oregon's 38. Yesterday, you had the drummer from Modest Mouse dead. They're headquartered out of Portland, Oregon now. Again, drummers 38 like Oregon. You had the shooting in Florida yesterday. Florida's a 38 state. And then the other one is Louisiana. Those are the 5 38 states. Florida, Louisiana, Colorado, Minnesota, Oregon. 5 out of 50. So you got 1 in 10 odds, but you pay attention. So many deaths will be connected to these places. And of course, then you have cities like Memphis, like we're talking about. But
Right, in Memphis, as specifically the 38.
mm-hmm.
But well, let me tell you about another female rapper that died from Memphis, Tennessee. Her name was Princess Loco. She was a gangster rapper from Memphis, Tennessee. Her real name is Andrea Summers. That word, Andrea Summers, equals 83. Memphis equals 83, murder 83. She grew up across the street from Tommy Wright III, who was considered an underground rap legend in Memphis. He introduced Loco to rap, and eventually she would sign to Tommy's label. On May 21st, 2020, not that long ago, Summers died of complications from congestive heart failure at the age of 40. Right? There goes the number 4 again. And just like, you know, it's just like with Gangsta Boo, she's dead in her 40s. So, but this girl, Princess Loco, dead at the age of 40. The word heart failure equals 200. Andrea Summers equals 200. And congestive heart failure equals 108. Summers was born on 8/2/79, and that date has a numerology of 108. And there goes the number 79 again. Again, Princess Loco was born in 79, just like Gangsta Boo was born in 79, and the word murder equals 79. But they want the public to think that this was some kind of overdose or some kind of suicide, when, for all we know, they killed her on this specific date when New Year's equals 38.
Yeah. I didn't even look into her birth name because there was just so much there with her rap name and just all the obvious. But did you even look at her birth name, Lola Mitchell?
Not really.
Notice. Look at her birth name. 67, right? We know about that with blood sacrifice and human sacrifice. But look at all this 122 and 67, right? Like satanic, 122, 67. And then her name's also 50-202, 122, in the same ciphers as San Francisco, where the Satanic Church was established. And then her birthday is August 7th. Like, number of the beast is 87. Like, what, 3-6 Mafia's in tribute to. So.
Where them dollars at equals 87, her biggest hit. She was born on 8/7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's I mean, literally for if you're new here and you're tuned in, just stick around and you'll watch how we're talking about the same stuff over and over and over. Like we are the worst broken record in the history of broken records.
Right. It's not like there's nothing groundbreaking here. It's the same numbers as we always talk about. Like,
Right.
let me let me show you about, just to show you how crazy this stuff is specifically in Memphis. Now, PSO Emmett was before Dolph. He was a local rapper from Memphis, Tennessee. PSO Emmett equals, yes, you guessed it, 38 in full reduction gematria. Memphis 38, murder 38, rapper 38, killing 38, death 38. The 16-year-old boy was gunned down during a funeral procession in North Memphis Saturday night, October 23rd, 2021. This was a date with 38 date numerology. This day also left 69 days left in the year. His real name, Emmett Beasley, equals 69. Just like I told you that, well, it's a fact that Gangsta Boo's second album, Both Worlds 69. That's what it's called, Both Worlds 69. So Emmett Beasley, he's dead on the day that leaves 69 days left in the year. Real name equals 69. Jesuit order, Catholic Church, New World Order, Illuminati, all words that equal 69. Family members identified the victim as Emmett Beasley, a student at Southwind High School and an up-and-coming rapper known as PSO Emmett. Think about how this happened at a church, and rappers get sacrificed in what we call a Jesus ritual. His mother's name is Chastity Graham. That equals 61. Jesus 61. Church 61. His mother's name is also 74. Jesus 74. Killing 74. Church also equals 29. And the suspects were seen in a black Jeep. Black Jeep 29. The word black alone is 29. So we have a murder that equals 34 at a black that equals 34. Black equals church. So we have a murder at a black church, all words that equals 34. In Memphis, that equals 34. The word African equals 34. Emmett Till was killed 34 days after his birthday. And keep in mind, this is all one city. This is all just Memphis. This
Yeah.
happened right before Dolph. So this happened with PSO Emmett. Then it was Dolph. And then after that, it was Snooty Wild. And then it was Big Scar. Now Gangsta Boo. And I'm sure I'm missing some. I'm sure I'm missing some. Just from Memphis alone. Keep in mind, this is just Memphis alone.
As we're talking about this, the chat pointed out that another drummer died yesterday at age 67. Again, drummer in New Year's, 38. And it's the Earth, Wind, and Fire drummer, Fred White, dead at 67.
67.
Just like Blood Sacrifice, just like Lola Mitchell, the birth name of Gangsta Boo is 67. So, and that's what I mean. I mean, right as I was just saying, if you stick around, you have no idea how redundant these patterns are. The chat's like, another drummer's dead at 67. Look it up. Fred White at Earth, Wind, and Fire. So.
Wow. I didn't even catch that. That must have just happened.
Yeah, the headline is just looks like some headlines broke an hour ago. TMZ broke it 3 hours ago. But yeah, it's crazy how many bodies pile up every year from the world of celebrity between Christmas and New Year's. Every year, it's just a huge body count. And then there's always new people here. You always saw the new people like, "What's going on this year? There's a lot of deaths." It's like this goes on every year. It goes on every
Right.
year.
This is going on since like the beginning of history. Like since the people been running the world.
Right.
Like
When people start to wake up and start to pay attention, then they start to notice. But every year we've been here telling you, just pay attention. You'll see what happens. Same thing every year. So
now here's just a simple one. Her name was Hurricane G. I haven't even wrote about this, but just off the top of my head, just Hurricane G. She was a rapper from New York, and when you type in Hurricane G, it equals 59. And let me see, how old was she? Was she 59? Oh, she was 52. Okay. So she died from lung cancer on November 6, 2022. Her name was Gloria Rodriguez, right? Hurricane G. She was an American rapper of Puerto Rican descent. Her 97 single, notice 97 is a big number with death, like, because that's the year Biggie died.
Notorious equals 97.
Right. Notorious equals 97. He died in 97.
Biggie equals 39, dead on March 9th.
So she has her hottest single in 97. It's called Somebody Else. And just another example of you know, she's at 52 years old. That's young too. And I know cancer is a 44 word.
They said she died from lung cancer, which equals 55 on the day, leaving 55 days left in the year.
And she has, and Hurricane G, and they put the 59 on her. Hurricane G equals 59. But she has, the biggest song I remember her with was this song with Redman called "We Run New York." That was the biggest song I remember her on. And
Okay.
it's the same thing with these are somebody I haven't even looked at. Granddaddy IU. I wonder if he was a 59. Granddaddy IU also just passed away, which I haven't even looked at this, but he was I want to say from Queens. Okay, he passed away December 13th, 2022. Okay, he was a member of the hip hop the group Juice Crew in the 80s.
Who's this?
Granddaddy IU. He passed away at 54 years old. And that was less than a month ago. Yeah, he was he was born in Queens. Of course, the word Queens equals 27, just like how we talked about 27 earlier with the word ritual equals 27. It was 27 days from the first day from the first time ever anybody ever heard of Gangsta Boo. 27 years later, she's dead. "27 years and 216 days later." So, see, like these, it's almost like they're trying to like desensitize us to it. Like if a rapper just drops dead, it doesn't even really mean nothing. It's just another dead rapper. But what's really happening? I mean, like these. I mean, you want to tell me that like that they're just dropping dead like this at this fast, rapid rate? Like
He died on a date with 67
it's
numerology.
impossible. I mean,
67 numerology.
Granddaddy IU.
Yeah. Dead at 54, 112 days after his birthday. Jesuit Order 54. Jesuits operate in 112 countries. So I'm sure
Let me
there's a
see
lot
what
more.
the Juice Crew equals. Juice Crew equals 43 and 56 and 97. So Juice Crew is another 43. And that 43 is just so humongous. Like Gangsta Boo dead at 43. Sean Price dead at 43. I mean, that, hold on.
R.I.P. Killing Masonic. They're all
DJ,
43s.
DJ Scott LaRock, which is what the book starts with, equals 43 in full reduction. The very first person in the book. And he was from the Bronx. The Bronx equals 43. RIP 43. Killing. Masonic. Pimp Daddy equals 43. The next rapper on the list. NWA 43. Thug Life 43. Rap-A-Lot 43. Sean Price and Gangsta Boo both died at 43.
Just about this 38 and murder thing. Again, there's a famous story in history about the murder of a woman in Queens who had 38 witnesses to her murder, but none of them called the police. And they actually teach about this like in college classrooms as some notable thing. Um, like no, supposedly the story is that nobody else called because they just assumed somebody else would call. But the guy who wrote this article, and they didn't bring this up when I was in college, but I found this out later. The guy who wrote this article about how 38 people witnessed the murder, but no one called the police. Somebody asked him, they said, if nobody called the police, how do you know there were 38 people who witnessed the murder? The guy got all funny, didn't answer the question, and walked off the set. And again, I'd like to talk to this guy, Martin Gonsberg. It's no secret, what background he has with the BERG name ending. It's a reminder that the word Jew is 38, and so is Kabbalah, and that's where all this stuff comes from. Gematria is 38, English is 38, energy. But again, this is a guy who worked for the media, the New York Times, which is always a Jesuit-run newspaper publication, just like how the Jesuits pretty much run the whole world. They are the Illuminati. But again, this is a story that a lot of people know about. And again, there's just that number 38 associated with murder too. So there's a reason. And again, this is the killing of Kitty Genovese or Catherine Genovese. But again, it's obvious who came up with this code. It's obvious who's very aware of this code. And there's a reason this stuff's going on day after day. And it's no secret who runs the entertainment industry and the recording industry. So this might also be something you want to bring up in the book, just about other places that 38 gains its significance with murder.
Yeah, I like that. 38 people saw the murder but didn't call the police out of all numbers.
Yeah, and a lot of people know about this. It's a well-known thing. But yeah, what most people don't know about is that this guy was questioned where the number 38 came from, because he's like, well, how could you know? Somebody said to him, well, how can you know that if nobody called the police? How do you know there were 38 people that saw the murder, like from looking out their apartment windows? And then he got all funny about it and just walked off the set. So, and then meanwhile, his cousins in Hollywood, they're putting out movies like this right here, and coding 38 right in the title. So, and again, there's just so many people who've come into the community over the years who are like, Zach, the gematria has become really stale because you're not like pushing forward with the different ciphers, and you're just showing the same stuff over and over. For all you guys who have that mentality, I'd say you have an IQ deficit, because again, we need to continue to teach the knowledge consistently and show people with the same ciphers, with the same methods, with the same stuff's going on day after day. If somebody comes back here in 6 months and Jonathan and I are now decoding with the telephone cipher, or we switched over to the Chaldean method to make our points, I mean, we've lost all credibility for what we're doing. And again, why would we do that? We figured out the method that the tyrants are using to murder people, to rig elections, sports games. I mean, there's no reason to switch it up.
But the thing about it is that people don't even understand how simple this is. Just the basic 2 or 3 or 4 ciphers. When you start trying to go up past that and trying to invent ciphers, people are really gonna not want to even really listen, because they already don't want to listen now. They already don't want to listen to this shit right now. Like with 3 or 4 ciphers, like if you just start inventing ciphers, like you said, the credibility goes out the window. The credibility is already in question because people are so slow.
Right. Yeah, there's a lot of people falling off, and I'm just hearing things like that, like, well, it's gotten boring. You're just doing the same thing for all these years. It's like, I'm going to continue to do the same thing for as many more years as I need to until the world wakes up to what's going on. And switching up the method is not going to help out the cause. So, and again, there's no reason to switch the method. It's obvious that we figured out what they're doing. So,
right. How is it boring? The name of the book's called 38 Special. The rapper from last night equals 38 in full reduction, the most important cipher. She has a song with a rapper named 38 that just came out late last year, sometime last year. She has a song with the rapper named 38. Her name equals 38. I mean, like, why would we want to? What other number do you want me to talk about? Like, if it's always the same numbers: 38, 44, 43, 74, 56, 17. There's always of course, I mean, like 61's in there, I mean, but I don't want to go like, I don't want to number overloaded. I feel like it's already
well,
a
I keep
number
telling you, I feel like you should just mostly just keep it to 38. Just go through a straight line 38, and then like again, just open up with like a big old 38. Just boom, 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 boom. and then, top 20, and then just go a little bit like, and here's why Biggie died on March 9th in 97. Biggie 39, Notorious 97. Just right down the line. Doesn't even need to be a long book.
Yeah.
And yeah, because again, it would appeal to short attention spans and help people see like, okay, 38's the killing number, but okay, I get it. Also, these rappers, they might have another name, a number assigned to their name, and that's why you got Biggie dead on 3, 9, and 97.
Right. Pop Smoke equals 38. King Von equals 38.
Yeah, and like exactly, bring up Pop Smoke, and then you're like, and then he dies on the 50th day of the year, and then 50 Cent finishes his album for him.
Right. Right. Yeah, exactly. Like, but
Yeah,
here's something on I just really just started this part, but this part right here is about this is about DJ Screw. DJ Screw was ahead of the Screwed Up Clique. DJ Screw was born on the 201st day of 1971. George Floyd equals 119. All CNI 119. Master Plan 119. Fraternal Order of Police 119. Foundation 119. Star David 119. DJ Screw died 119 days after his own birthday. He created a new form of hip hop. He created the chop and screw genre. He is a monumental figure in hip hop history and a huge part of what makes the Houston culture unique. He slowed down the music and it was very different. DJ Screw was a DJ from Houston, Texas. He released over 350 mixtapes all before he was 30 years old. Which that right there is a crazy accomplishment. On 11/16/2000, DJ Screw was found dead inside of his studio in the 8100 block of Commerce Park Drive. Years later, Takeoff from the Migos would be killed at 810 Billiards and Bowling in Houston, Texas. So notice they both start with 81. The word ritual equals 81 in English ordinal gematria. So I stopped right there. It's just like when you're doing the research, you're just learning so much as you go along. It's crazy. Like
indeed.
he was born. Like I didn't realize DJ Screw was born on the 201st day of the year.
Right. Yeah. I mean, and that's the thing too. I mean, as we continue to research, as time goes on, we start to identify like, oh wow, we've been overlooking this number the whole time. We've been on the 38 thing since the beginning. That was one of the first things that jumped out to me when I started this research. Just all the deaths with 38. I mean, right away I noticed. I was like, wow, Tupac and Notorious B.I.G. died on a 38 date numerology. This number is all over fateful history, and we've even had people come in the community who've said things like, the base ciphers are too coincidental, and the 38 pattern leaves a lot of room for coincidence. I'm not convinced that 38's connected to death. I mean, there's literally people in this community who started making videos who've said things like that. It's like, okay, I swear I'm not watching your channel anymore. I mean, you're like really trying to downplay like one of the most consistent patterns that we talk about like almost every week. So, and these are the same people that are saying like we need to use different ciphers and this cipher's the most. It's just like, I don't know what's wrong with people. Really, everyone
Like
should get
what?
behind what we've been doing because we are teaching this with the best fundamentals and in the most logical way that backs itself up day after day. And again, you got a lot of clout chasers coming in the community and people trying to make a name for themselves and just trying to do extravagant things that like connect. Like I can guarantee somebody, if they cover this video, they're going to connect it to the eclipse in 1983 in, God knows what country. And you'll be like, what? You really think that's why they killed him on New Year's Eve 2023 from the eclipse from 50 years ago? So
Right, I'm thrown off. Right, exactly. Right, right. A gangster rapper's dead in Memphis. What would that have to do with any kind of eclipse from like 70 years ago?
in a different country. It's like I'm pretty
I
sure
mean,
what it had to do with is the same pattern we talk about every year, why there's all these dead people on New Year's, just because it simply put that 38 connection. So
yeah. Well, okay, let's talk about New Year's because Here it is right here. New Year's of 2020. Another female rapper dead. Lexi Alicia. That equals 47. Lexi Alicia was a St. Paul, Minnesota rapper. Of course, we just said
Minnesota.
Minnesota equals 38. Um, who died due to an alleged Percocet overdose. Here we go again with the overdoses. This isn't the first time they said a female overdosed on New Year's. They say this female Gangsta Boo overdosed on New Year's, right? Same thing happened in 2020. Lexi Alasia
Let's not forget
died.
they said George Floyd was a rapper and he died on the corner of 38th Street later that year, 2020.
Exactly. Yes. And of course, George Floyd will be in the book. Um, so on January 1st, 2020, the word she was best known for her appearance on Kalani's 2015 song Jealous. And that's okay, so that's one, right? So that's 2020, female rapper dead on New Year's from an alleged drug overdose. Remember I said drug overdose equals 153, just like Jesuit order, just like kill, 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 murder, murder, murder equals 153 in full reduction. And that's one of Gangsta Boo's songs. So it goes to show you, it's like this is what people, I try to explain this to somebody last night, that the numbers are a language. Like, these people are killers. Of course, kill, 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 murder, murder, murder is going to equals 153. It just makes sense.
Right. Right. Yeah, the people that still don't get this, it's just like they're choosing not to get it. There's so many just examples in pop culture of what they've done, and then when we're showing day after day, I mean, just like I can't even keep track, but just in the last month, I mean, from Kirstie, just not even going back a month, from Kirstie Alley to the present, how many celebrities have we died or talked about dying connected to 38? She died 38 days from her birthday. The next day, there was like another celebrity dead in connection to 38. I mean, it's just like there's so many. I can't keep track of all the examples, even though I'm putting out the information here. But I mean, over the years that we've been here, just
No, but let's just keep it to New Year's, because remember, New Year's equals 38. Now let's go to 2021. I don't got it for 2022 yet, but 2021 on New Year's. Remember, there's always a dead rapper on New Year's. Okay, so now we said 2020 with Alexi. Now 2021, Kenny Lou, KENNYLU, Kenny Lou, the first rapper that was reported by the media to die in 2021 was Kenny Lou. Kenny Lou equals 102. And the media reported his death on 1/2. Slavery equals 102. Some reports said he died on 1/1. So it is conflicting. Kenny Lou and slavery match in 3 out of 4 base ciphers. He supposedly, they said he was either 1/1 or 1/2. Kenny Lou was a rapper from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. His death was a huge clue that the Milwaukee Bucks would win the 2021 NBA championship. Keep in mind, this was right before the Tampa Bay Bucks won Super Bowl 55. The media reported that he died near Hampton Ave in Milwaukee. Hampton equals 102. Um, so, like I said, Kenny Lou, slavery, and Hampton, all words that equal 102. 34 is a number that Giannis wears, the 2021 NBA Finals MVP who plays for the Milwaukee Bucks. Recall, murder and rapper both equal 34 in Gematria. The murder happened just after midnight near 34th and Hampton, right? Just like we talked about how George Floyd died on 38th. So supposedly this murder happened. That's why there's a confusion on whether it's 1/1 or 1/2, because the murder happened just after, I guess just after midnight would be 1/2. But who knows? There's a little bit of confusion there, right? But the murder happened, according to this, the murder happened just after midnight near 34th and Hampton Ave. His real name was Kenyatta Cox. Kenyatta Cox equals 139. The number 139 is huge in the death of rappers, as I've shown.
This date, November 27th, it was also the other year we predicted there'd be a hip hop death on that day, and it ended up being 21 Savage's brother, who's a British rapper. But the thing about that date is it's 11/27. So 11 plus 27 is 38, and it's also the day leaving 34 days left in the year. And Derek recently updated the calculator, so now it now calculates numbers in a different way. And I don't know why Derek's another guy that likes to just change stuff all the time. But again,
yeah, because that's a problem I'm having too with it. Because I like the way he had it before. Because you could type a name.
Exactly. It's just like, why are you changing the way it adds
Yeah,
up
it was
numbers after
perfect
6
before.
years?
Because you could type a name at the top, right? And then it'll leave you all the stuff at the bottom that you need that will match. Now I got to open up like 6 different tabs so I can
Just
remember what number to match with what number. You know what
to
I'm
get it
saying?
back to the way it used to be, go to options, and where the numbers is, change it to reduced. He changed it to this thing called smart, which should be called dumb because it doesn't make any sense. But just put it at
Well,
reduced, and then it'll calculate the way it used to. And like in that cipher, 21, the way we've always added it up. And essentially what you're doing is you're just adding the number digit for digit, just like you add it letter for letter. His new way adds plus 21 instead of 2 plus 1. So you're getting plus 21 instead of plus 3. But again, 21 Savage is 38 in the way we've always done it. Just like why it ended up being
I
his
see.
brother
Okay.
dead
Okay.
on the day we were expecting with the rapper connection. But now, again, the default setting, it'll be on this thing called smart, which again, it's not. So it's like totally ironic.
How'd you go up there? How'd you get up there again?
Options,
Options.
and then just go to reduce.
Okay. But how do you do it? How do you do it where it saves all the words at the bottom like it used to? You remember how you could put it and then you hit the enter, it'll save the word. Then you put in another word, it'll save the word at the
Yeah, if you
bottom.
hit enter, it should still do that. If you keep hitting enter after each one, it should go in there. Because I'm hitting enter, and yeah, it's making.
Oh, okay. Oh, you got to actually hit. Okay, I see now.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I just like it the way it was before. I don't know why he had to change it.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense to make these changes, to change the names of ciphers and change the way things get added up. It's like, okay, here, let's bring some more. Let's bring, again, a lot of, I'll always appreciate that he built the calculator, but just changing stuff all the time for no reason and making up ciphers. This isn't bringing any credibility to the research and is bringing a lot of confusion. So.
Right. This is just keep it simple. Just keep it. That's how I try to do it. Even when I go outside the base ciphers, it might be Jewish. It might be English extended. It's not going to be too crazy. Yeah, a little satanic. I mean, but
And by the way, just because the guy who built this calculator is looking more and more like he's a co-opted agent, maybe I'll just start using my own website's calculator because it also has the 4 base ciphers. Just beware.
That's what I've been using. That's what
I've always done it what's considered the classical way. So, like, if you put a number in there, it won't even add to the calculation.
Exactly. That's the way. This is the one I use. That's the way. This is the way I like to use it because that's the real original gematria where you're not supposed to add the number.
There is something though to adding the numbers digit for digit. That is definitely also part of the code. So
okay.
But yeah. And again, these are the same 4 base ciphers. It's not as colorful as Derek's. And if you go to my website, you can also download this. The apps are free to download, Google Play and App Store. And again, just hit enter to build the list. So it's same thing. Enter. It'll just group it by cipher. And then if you do want to add other ciphers, I didn't add a million ciphers to the calculator like Derek, but just the ones that I know are all legit ciphers. So you just check the box if you want to add a cipher.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much more interesting we got to make it. I mean, the same numbers keep popping up. Like, people should be able to catch on by now. Like,
right,
it's always the same numbers.
Right. Yeah, that's why it's just like certain people in the community have been hanging around. It's just like a lot of the stuff they brought to the community is bad decoding practice, bad tactics, downplaying the things that are legit. switching up ciphers, switching up calculation methods. It's like, what are you trying to actually do to the research? Seems like you're just trying to muddy the waters, make things confusing, make the work look stupid.
Right, like they're exactly like they the police. Like I don't know. I think a lot of these people are cops.
Well, it turns out that Simple Troll. Well, we've known the whole time that he came from a family at NYPD, but God, to find out that he was a TSA agent who got fired and arrested at his job for stiffing the cabbie doesn't surprise me one bit, man. It actually explains everything that I've been wondering about the guy from day one. So,
Well, let me do the song of the week.
all right, yes, we're gonna make it through the top 500 by the year 2500. All right, here we go. We're living long.
All right, look it up. It's this is song number 481.
What's the
It's
song?
called it's called Get Up. The same name of the song is called Get Up by the Coop. It features
Wait,
Dead
is this the
Prez.
same group that had that album that came out on 9/11?
Yeah, same album. It's on the same
Okay.
album with the yeah,
Hold on. For people who haven't
9/11.
seen this album cover,
Oh,
check
yeah,
this
should
out.
yeah, you should show people that.
Okay. This album released on September 11th, 2001 right here. Just another just another example of predictive programming. So, okay.
Yeah, exactly. Like if you haven't seen that, that's crazy. And they actually they made them change the album cover. That was that like it says right there, that was the originally intended cover, but they made them change it.
Look at hold up. Look at the Wikipedia how they mention in a Seattle newspaper interview again the construction firm that had a lot to do with the World Trade Centers is from Seattle, Magnuson Klemenkic Associates, Boeing from Seattle.
What are the odds of that? Like why are they bringing up Seattle, right?
Pete Carroll yesterday with the latest ritual. Pete Carroll used to coach the Jets, got his team to 4-4 at home. Jets fell to 4-4 away. Seattle 44. And it's nice when you get a team as an underdog at home. Better know your gematria.
Hmm. Okay, so song number 481, we're going backwards all the way to number 1. Let me pull up the lyrics. It's called Get Up. It's on that same album right there. I like Genius. Okay. Yeah, you should pull up the lyrics.
I
So,
want to, but I also don't want to take the cover off the screen. Okay.
okay.
Um,
So I could go. So number 500 was "Fuck a War" by Ghetto Boys. 499 is "I'm an African" by Dead Prez. 498 is "Immortal Technique," Industrial Revolution. 497 is Onyx, Last Days. 496 DMX. It's called Damien. 495 is Spice One, Welcome to the Ghetto. 494 J. Rule the Damager, Come Clean. 493 Brand Nubian, Punks Jump Up to Get Beat Down. 492 Rock Marciano, Pimps Don't Wear Rabbits. 491 Tupac, If I Die Tonight. 490 AZ, We Can't Win. 489 Goody Mob, Thought Process. 488 Absol, Terrorist Threats. 487 Most Def, Mathematics. 46 Public Enemy by the time I get to Arizona. 485 Lords of the Underground, Sleep for Dinner. 484 Tupac, Dear Mama. 483 Kendrick Lamar, All Right. 482 Eminem, White America. So here's 481, The Coupe. Features Dead Prez. And okay, so they just start talking at first. So the intro is M1. And Dead Prez. He goes, Dead Prez, the coup, people, army, where the G's at? Come on, fuck the police. Hey y'all ready for this shit? For y'all trunk? Y'all ready to get this bitch crunk? So that's M1 talking, and then the chorus is Martin Luther, McCoy, and Stickman. You got to get up right now. Turn the system upside down. You're supposed to be fed up by now. Turn the system upside down. Get up. So then Stick, he starts it off. Honestly, I'm against this government. I ain't got to cover it up. That's what I meant. Sick of paying bills and I'm sick of paying rent. Seem like I work all the time, but don't know where the money went. And the funny shit is, we supposed to like this shit, but all y'all politicians can bite this dick. It's a war going on. The ghetto is a cage. They only give you two choices: be a rebel or a slave. So what you do? So I rebel, like a ulcer in the belly of the beast, staying true to it. Since my Houghton Street days in the blue Buick, niggas been fighting so long, seem like I'm used to it. Now, what y'all know about how the coop do it? Truth fluid. Boots put the funk to it. Ain't nothing to it. This is for the G's all the way to the Bay, from Frisco to Oakland, all over LA. You gotta get up. So that was the first verse. And he does say Houghton Street. That's a street in Tallahassee. That's where Stick is from. So that's the first verse. And then they go back to the chorus, which is Martin Luther, McCoy, and Stickman. You gotta get up right now. Turn the system upside down. You're supposed to be fed up by now. Turn the system upside down. Get up. Then Boots Riley comes in. Boots is the main rapper from the Coop. Stick is from Dead Prez. Boots Riley's from the Coop. This is his verse. Now this fella spits yella. Never been a snitch teller. One pay stub from a homeless ditch dweller. Yelling fuck 'em Rockefeller. My shit bumping a cappella. My lyrical quotes are nervous notes to bank tellers. When we call it off, we hauling off Molotovs and bricks. Mr. Bailiff, you could put that in the transcripts. Hope your motherfucking paddy wagon van flips. Some saw it off. I prefer hand grips. Quote us. You know we're stronger than a 3-day notice. Pay or quit. It's more of us than the lies your mayor spit. That's a good quote right there. It's more of us than them, right? So he's letting you know it's more of us than the lies your mayor spit. I'm on some hate the game but love the player shit. Is you a have or a have not? When you run out of bullets, grab rocks, cause the prison don't slam locks. It don't open when your fam knocks. Less you rich and have stocks. Fight the power like a motherfucking Zulu. It's the coup plus Kanumi and Matulu. So raise your hands in the air like you're born again, but make a fist for the struggle we was born to win. And then goes back to the chorus. You got to get up right now. Turn the system upside down. You're supposed to be fed up by now. Turn the system upside down. Get up. That's a good line right there. You're supposed to be fed up by now, right?
Indeed. Yeah, the message is right in that song. I've actually never heard that group before. All I knew about them was this album cover from the album that was supposed to come out on 9/11. And I just thought, wow.
Yeah, and they're from Oakland too. So they a lot of their a lot of their stuff is like Black Panther oriented, and it's just like kind of like a wake up call. Like you're supposed to be fed up by now, like, but people are just comfortable just watching football and drinking beer and eating popcorn and going to rigged basketball games. And you see what I'm saying? Like people are just comfortable in the life that they live. That's why we're not making any progress.
Indeed. I mean, there's a lot of reasons. Big one is that people are just too comfortable. We've said that forever. They're just too happy with their Cheetos and their sports games. And then another thing is it's like people just like don't know how to work together. It's just like people are just always looking for a reason to divide. And
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
So
then,
and the other thing is people just like the Matrix too much. Like a lot of people think they're awake and they're not awake at all. They think they're awake, but then they're still Republicans, or they think they're awake, but they're still really heavy in their religion. It's like all of these things are part of the Matrix that keep people divided and stuck where they are. And you got all these people in the truth community that are totally political and totally religious, and they think they're trying to do something. So
I agree. So here's the last verse is M1. He goes, when I hear the whoop whoop, I be ducking them hoes. I could smell a pig coming, so I stay on my toes. On the low from Popo, so fuck the whole lease. Cause peace to me is loaded under my seat. And I know power, respect that. So serve and protect that. I'm young, black, and just don't give a fuck. Try me. Grilling you right back, you better drive by me. We the people army is known to get rowdy. And even if you're a friend of the blue, you can get it too. Snitching is never forgettable. This how we living is never forgivable. It come down to DP and the coop. Remember Huey, Bobby, Hute, and George Fred and them. Fuck the popo, local, state, fed in them. You better choose your side. Crip, blood, 415. It's one team. Get up and let's ride. And then they just go back to the hook, and that's the end of the song. But the name of that song is called "Get Up."
at first I thought you were going to say the Goody Mob song, but you got to get up, get out, and get something.
Oh yeah, that's
Don't
much
let the
higher up.
days of your life, what's it say, pass by. You know, it's about
It's
all the
much
people that
higher.
just get up in the morning and start smoking weed and don't do anything all day. So,
Yeah, yeah, that's much higher up the list though. Uh,
all right, we'll probably be there by the year about 2200. Stick around and become a vampire.
but yeah, check out that song. It's this is a good way to I feel to start the year off with a good song to get motivated with. A good, go in the year going. We need to go into 2023 like soldiers. You know.
Yeah, indeed. Indeed. I'm debating on going down to LA for the Kobe Bryant anniversary. So,
Okay.
what do you think? You think it's a
I
good
think you
idea?
should do it. I think you should do it. Yeah. I'll try to make it too. It's not. It doesn't cost. I'm. I'm in Alabama, but by then I'll be in Florida. It doesn't cost much to fly from Orlando to LA. It's not an expense because Orlando's a cheap airport to fly out of, and it doesn't cost that much.
LA is
For,
just a cheaper city to fly into, period, because there's so many
right.
flights going there. So,
Orlando to LA won't be much, maybe $200, if that. So yeah, I
yeah,
just it'll be symbolic because it'd be 3 years. You know what I'm saying? It'll be, which I can't believe it's been 3 years. It's crazy.
I can't believe it's been 3 years either.
Shit. But yeah, it'll be symbolic because it's crazy how they got how they it was Nipsey, then it was Kobe right after that, and all these rappers dropped dead left and right in LA. LA is just another city. I mean, you see what happened with PNB Rock. You see what happened with Pop Smoke. Biggie was killed in LA. I mean, but they always try to make it seem like LA is such a dangerous place. Like, but I'm there all the time. I never had no problems. Like, I don't understand. Like, the media always wants to make you think it's way worse than what it really is. Like, even with like with drugs, like I was saying, like they make you think that everybody's dropping dead of fentanyl. They make you think any rapper goes to LA is gonna not come out of LA. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, but I mean, it's just like any other city. Like, if you just mind your own business, I don't see what the problem is.
Indeed. Yeah, just a lot of people are just too afraid of everything. So,
Yeah, it's all like a manufactured fear. Like it's of course they have to say, um, think about it. 3 6, they promoted the use of drugs. I mean, They got a songs called Half on a Sack of Dope of Cocaine. They promoted cocaine use and weed use and lean use. I mean, they promoted drugs a lot, right? But it doesn't mean that she OD'd. It doesn't mean that she overdosed off whatever they're saying, whatever the rumor is that she's saying she overdosed off. They're saying it might have been fentanyl. It doesn't mean any of that. That doesn't mean because this was a group that was told to promote drugs, doesn't mean she died off drugs. What it could mean is that they killed her on this specific day. New
Right,
Year's
and just
equals
put
38.
out and again, you put out a story like she OD'd on fentanyl. A lot of Americans are like, well, I just had somebody OD on fentanyl. It sounds pretty normal. It's the new normal. So
Yeah, they're always they always trying to screw the public's way of thinking. Like most drug use happens without any issue, whether it's heroin, crack, cocaine,
but all of this
meth.
serves the agenda
Uh,
too, right?
uh,
Because they're making this just feel normal. And again, 1968, fentanyl approved by the FDA, coronavirus coined, fentanyl equals 38. So this pandemic, death, murder, killing, RIP. But all those agendas that went into place in 1968, and again, what are the odds that we've been talking about 1968 over and over and over since way before fentanyl came on the scene or coronavirus? Now, just to figure out, like, wow, those things are from 68 too. Again, 1968 is the year the Club of Rome was established. 911 was made the national emergency dialing code. World Trade Center construction began in New York. So many things went into motion in 1968. And again, it just shows we're living out a plan. A plan. It was 6 years after that they had the federal government, led by Henry Kissinger, had their big discussion about what to do about population control. And keep in mind that's 1 year after Roe versus Wade was approved, and they did that in 74 of all years. Population control. We know that's a big number connected to killing. So anyway, we're living out the agenda.
74. So yeah, I mean, it's just they, they know what they're doing. I think you're right though. Like, I think I'm just gonna cut down the book a little bit, maybe just the top 50 or 40 or 30. I'll just put like the main. I got most of it all, but instead of just doing, because I wanted to do like every one, but I think I'm gonna cut it down just a little bit,
Like
and then just
if I was gonna write your book for you right now, I'd have like the
mhm,
opening chapter and just like I'd get all my notes about every rapper 38, and then I'd figure out how to just write it in like one flow, just like how my first chapter, my first book's all about 26. I would just
okay,
have it all like that, and then I would just have like these really short one-page chapters with all the rappers, and just like be like, this rapper died on this date, and then just like bullet points. Like if it's Biggie equals 39, dead on March 9th. Notorious 97, dead in 97. And you could show how it was like
right.
synced up with Jay-Z and Puff Daddy, because it was. And Faith Evans.
Rockefeller Records 97, Carter
Right. It's like
97.
a pay, because like you just hit them with all the 38s, every name you bring up in that chapter. Then I would just go through and almost like the bullet point fashion, like they open up and they're like, these are all the other reasons that rapper died on that day. So because yeah, all I can tell you is I put a lot of work into my books and wrote a lot, and they've gotten out there, but they haven't gotten out there like they need to. And again, it's because people don't read, and it's a soundbite culture. So if you write a book like that, and that's why I'm struggling to write my latest book, because I've written a ton of material, but I just cannot get it down short enough to what I want it to be. And
I know I'm having the same problem. Yeah, because you see, when I sent you them over 400 examples, I had to cut down. I had to basically put
yeah,
that
because it
book
was
on
just too many
hold.
rappers. It's just like just do the
Yeah,
big
it's just
rappers, the big
too many
names.
400 rappers, and like that doesn't even include 2022. So I had to like I'm just gonna cut down the fat to maybe like that's just the top 50 rappers, just rappers that everybody's heard of. Like I already got DMX, I got King Von, I got Black Rob, I can do uh Tupac easily, Biggie, that I'd have to, even when I do Nipsey, that shouldn't be that hard. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll just do it like that, just the main ones. I'd have to do Extra Tentacion. a lot of it is like at the time it happened, we covered it. So a lot of it's already written down.
Indeed. For the person who got here in the chat asked if we covered Jeremy Renner, we covered that. We covered the death of the NFL referee. We covered pretty much everyone who's in the news who's either dead or dying on New Year's in the latest 38 special. So.
Mhm.
But yeah, you guys, if you're not subscribed to Jonathan's channel, it is One Infinite altogether, no space in that. Number One Infinite space consciousness. So should come up in the search.
Yeah, it's crazy how
Jaguars
they just
38-year-old died. What, a former player? Is that what you're saying? Jaguars 38-year-old death. Really? Former Jacksonville Jaguars player Uchi Waneri dead at 38.
what?
Breaking news 1 hour ago.
Oh, I see it.
Florida 38.
Damn.
That's why we can't finish our books. We can't even finish the
Right.
live stream.
Exactly. Like
In the time of
exactly.
the live stream, we got another dead drummer, 38. We got another dead football player at age 38. You know what, you guys? The 38 thing is probably just a coincidence. We should probably just connect this through whatever cipher we feel like to whatever eclipse from any time in the last 50 years. So it's probably a better decoding method. Somebody
Well,
break
here
out the telephone keypad cipher. What's his name equal in Chaldean?
here I could give you some 38. Now, Joey Jordison from Slipknot was found dead at 46 years old. He was found dead on 7/26/2021 on a date with 38 numerology.
And
Eh,
remember what just happened to the latest member of the band to die?
No,
So
that slipped me.
one member died at age 46 on a 38 date numerology, and the other died at age 38, 46 days from their birthday. And again, Slipknot equals 46, like sacrifice. But two members of the band have both died in connection to the same two numbers, 38 and 46.
Huh. Okay. And with the other 38, well, okay. The other founding member of Slipknot was Paul Gray, and he died at 38,
Yeah.
46 days after his birthday.
And then recently,
Yeah.
one of the members of Slipknot had his daughter die, and that member put out a thing in the press and asked for all condolences and flowers to be sent to the local Masonic temple. It's like, really?
Huh.
So.
And drummers are known for making the tap-in sound. Tap-in equals 38.
Yeah.
And Dimebag Darrell, Dimebag Darrell was 38, wasn't he? I think he was 38 when he died.
Yeah. And let's not forget Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson got drafted by the Colorado Rockies, which equals 163, the 38th prime, the 38th state. His dad dies the next day. He goes on to beat the Colorado football team in the Seahawks' 38th season, then gets sent to the Seahawks, or from the Seahawks to the Broncos on March 8th, and then has a 3-8 season. Or he starts the season 3-8 against the Panthers, the other 38 team. But,
yeah, he started the season 33 and 8. Yeah.
Again, his dad died. His dad died the day after he got drafted by the Colorado baseball team. And then the 38th season for the Seahawks was the 94th season for the NFL, and Denver and Seattle, Washington are both 94, and then his grandpa died at 94, kind of like how Bill Gates became famous in 94, the year Kurt Cobain died. But yeah, here's Paul Gray, dead 46 days from his birthday at 38.
At 38 years old.
Joey Jordison, dead at 46 on the 38 date numerology.
And they're the ones with the song Gematria the Killing
Name.
I mean, how crazy is that? They have the song called Gematria with the Killing Name, and they die by the exact numbers.
Right.
Both of them. Like, I mean.
Yeah.
And yeah, drummer. It's always, like you said, with Modest Mouse, right? With the drummer from Modest Mouse.
Right.
It's always the drummer to go first. It's always
Almost
the drummer to go
always.
first.
Almost always. It seems
Yeah.
like 90% of the time that's who it is that's first in the band, the drummer. And some bands have had to go through multiple drummers. The Who, their drummers have been dying by the numbers. Yeah, here's the breaking news within the hour.
Dead at 38. Offensive lineman.
Mm-hmm.
I think Jaguars is 38. Let me see. Hold on.
Jaguars
What?
is 23.
20.
Jaguars
Okay.
definitely 23. He's dead at the start of 23, a member of the Jaguars. It's also 49. I mean, Florida's 38, right? They're in Florida.
But
So he actually died on 12/30. We know what's up with that. He died on LeBron's 38th birthday. LeBron got his 15th win on his 38th birthday. We talked about that parent too, because when you spell out 15 as a word, it equals 38. LeBron scored 47 in that game, 47 the 15th prime. Then Kirby Smart, he's on his way to 15 wins at age 47 in LA, playing in Atlanta, right after LeBron gets his 15th win in Atlanta. This guy's birthday is the 79th day of the year. Murder 79.
Society of Jesus 79.
Yeah. Yeah.
But look, look at this. I have this. I've read this to you before, but this is a rapper from Jacksonville, right? His name was Jump Out Squeeze. That was his name, his rap name. Jump Out Squeeze equals 61, Jesus 61, Church 61, Assassin 61. Jump Out Squeeze was a Jacksonville, Florida rapper that was shot and killed on 7/10/2020. He is one of many rappers that died from Jacksonville in 2020. PTCT, Lil Buck, and Keeve were some of the others. He was put to death at 20 years old. Squeeze did drill music and he liked to diss his ops. Ops is short for opposition and means anyone in competition or against you. The term originated in Chicago. The ops shot Squeeze as he was standing in line trying to get a job at Amazon. So he's standing in line trying to get a job at Amazon. His name is Jump Out Squeeze. So somebody jumps out and squeezes on him as he's trying to get a job, right? The word job equals 27, ritual 27, and ritual's also 81. Jacksonville, Florida, 81. It's a ritual to slay rappers. His real name was Jordan Israel Russell. That's 79. Murder 79. Society of Jesus 79. The irony of his name and how he died is mind blowing.
Huh.
A rapper from Jacksonville. That's
While you're talking about that, I'm looking more into this guy's death because I see he went to Purdue and Purdue got wasted in their bowl game today. They were 8-6 this season, like blood sacrifice and human sacrifice, and then they break the news on the day that Purdue gets wasted. And you know what? Purdue had an 8-6 season. Somebody said this in the chat while it was going on. They said a player named Pope got injured during the game, and of course the Pope just turned 86.
well. How about the Cardinals covering yesterday and the Saints winning outright?
Well, we like the Saints to win outright. That made too much sense. They got to 7-9. Joseph Ratzinger equals 79, and Benedict equals 35. That's Pope Benedict's name. And like I said, it's like when you die as a pope, you soon are made a saint. So how perfect for the Saints to hit the exact numbers that go with Pope Benedict, and to do it in Philadelphia, the biblically named city. And it's just like yesterday. I mean, told people you take the Cardinals with the points. They got a good
Cardinals
narrative
with
to
the
win, but you
points.
take
That
them
was
with
the move.
points.
That was a move. Cardinals with the points. And the other day was Ohio State with the points. I had them on the money line, but they just fucked that shit up at the end. That was just
You
like,
took TCU on the money line, didn't you?
oh yeah,
That was
oh
the
yeah,
like
oh
we said,
no
that was
doubt.
the better game because there was pretty much no narrative for Michigan to win. We knew Georgia had a narrative to be there.
What I
Hoping it would
should
be
have did
Ohio
was
State.
no, I knew it was TCU, right? But what I should have did was TCU and then Ohio State on the money line because see, I knew both of those teams are known to choke, Ohio State and Georgia. But I should have took Ohio State just to be with the points just to be on the safe side because I knew that even though they had a big lead, I had a
Well, and that's the thing
feeling
too.
like
if you had a
Eh,
parlay with TCU
eh,
and Ohio State on the money line, once that game started, you can hedge with Georgia and you're making money no matter what. Because if you put $10 on those two teams on the money line, it paid about $100. It was almost 10 times your money.
yeah,
So, and then when Georgia was down with the chance to come back, there's also some good odds in the real time betting. So
yeah,
it's all about the methods. And
yeah. And I seen him coming back too.
it's just like yesterday. I knew the over would hit in that Dolphins and Patriots game. That game was screaming over, and it did. And but once I found out Tua was out, I was like, oh, you might want to take the points in that game. And sure enough, you took the points. You came out happy. So
Yeah. You can
Tua
never
was in,
really trust the
Dolphins would have won
Dolphins
that
straight
thing.
up, though. You can't trust it. The Dolphins are like the most inconsistent team in the league. Like they'll win 4 games in a row and lose 6 games in a row and then win 3 games in a row. You can never really, you never know how it's gonna go, you know. But yeah, they covered.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Indeed. Indeed. So, yeah, yesterday there were three nice underdogs in the NFL that all came through: Saints, Browns, and Seahawks. So,
The Seahawks, yeah. The Seahawks was an easy call too, because with the connection with 9/11 in Seattle. And just like how we just read, like we're reading about the Coops album cover and the
right.
Seattle article comes up.
Exactly. Yeah. So in my notes for this week's Seahawks, and because for people who don't know, Pete Carroll, the coach of the Seahawks, he's coached the Jets, the Patriots, and the Seahawks. And they're like literally the three teams connected to the 9/11 ritual. And I said, what are the odds the Seahawks can get their 119th win at home as a franchise against the AFC against the Jets when the majority of the world writes that date, September 11th, 11/9. And the first Sunday of this season was on 9/11. So the New York team started hot.
hmm
That means it's already been 17 weeks have passed since 9/11. That's crazy. Time just flies. Time just flies. So
Already.
yeah. Yeah. Anyway.
So what are your predictions for this year?
2023. I put out a video. I moved it to GematriaEffectNews 22, but everything that I see coming in 2023, I think it's going to be chaos around Israel's birthday. That New York
Yeah.
Times article, New World Order pledged to Jews, October 6, 1940, the date was 75 numerology. Israel will turn 75 years old on May 14th. That's the New World Order out of chaos number. And guy just called in from Ukraine or somewhere in that region recently, and he was just pointing out how it's 7 years, or not 7 years. Hold on, let me get that measurement again. What he said.
223, yeah.
May
Is it
14th.
Synagogue of Satan 223?
Exactly. Synagogue of Satan 223. Let's see. Oh, he did the calculation a different way because he did it so you could see the. He was pointing out something else that was interesting about that day, but oh, you know what else is actually interesting? Man, damn, look at that. The day that the war officially began in Russia, Ukraine, and I say war with a big asterisk because I still haven't seen anything. But anyway, from that day to Israel's birthday is 444 days. That's also interesting. Israel's 74 right now. Anything that's 74 is 444 in Sumerian gematria. For people who are new here, it's like Jay-Z has that 444 album. And the word rapper, for example, is 74 in Sumerian. It's just multiplying the alphabetic order times 6, so it's 444. But just like Jewish, Masonic, occult, killing, holiday. So anyhow, it isn't that's interesting that it's 444 days later. 4 big death, and of course 44 military, soldier, infantry, trooper. All those words 44.
And 4, exactly. Just like they
Oh
said
yeah,
they found
uh,
Gangsta Boo dead around 4 o'clock.
Yeah, I'm expecting things to really pop off with the whole Russia-Ukraine ticking time bomb situation as
Okay.
that date approaches. Can you got Taiwan and China on the back burner? I think things will start to get wild around May 14th.
Okay. Yeah. They have they got this new political party called No Labels. But I wonder who's like I'm trying to find out more about it. I wonder who's behind it. it's supposed to be like a party for the supposedly like years ago, Democrats, Republicans, and Independents all got together and they're trying to make this new party. But I don't know. Anytime they make a new party, it's like, what chance do you really got? Like, check
You
it
don't
out.
got
No
any
label.
chance. You don't got any chance. You just got to take a
Uh,
straight bulldozer to this system, and until you do
exactly.
that,
Like when you dealing with killers, like another party, that ain't gonna do shit.
yeah, the
You-
only people who have those ideas are people that are sound asleep. I mean, again, they must not have been alive in 2000 when Ralph Nader surely got more than 1% of the vote, but somehow they said he got less than it because they got to keep telling that lie. It doesn't matter. If you're a third party, it doesn't matter what percentage of the vote, they're always going to say that you got less than the threshold for it to start requiring federal funding. So they're just going to keep that two-party system they got going. They
Exactly.
got everybody divided over.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Same shit. Like it doesn't matter who's in there, Democrats, Republicans, it's the same shit. It's always been like that for my whole lifetime.
Mhm. Mhm.
But I mean, the idea of a third party sounds good, but it's not reality.
No, it's not. It's not. So, um, yeah. Anything else you want to add, Jonathan, or did we cover it all?
I think we got it all for now, for this
Okay, we
time.
got even more than we asked for. We got even more deaths by the 38 code just in the time we were streaming. So,
Yep. So I guess I'll see you Wednesday for TFR.
yeah, sounds good. And for Rob out there who said he can't get Jonathan's channel to show up, again, I'm guessing it's because you're putting a space between one and infinite. Don't put the space because it won't show up that way. It's got to be all together. One infinite space consciousness. Consciousness is also a difficult word to spell. Maybe just start to put in the beginning of it CONS.
Yeah,
C.
it ain't an easy word to
But
spell.
yeah, if you put a space between one and infinite, his channel will not show up. So, okay.
Good call on Argentina, by the way.
That was the easiest future ever. So,
Yeah, it was. It was so obvious, right?
right. Right. Anyway, we'll leave it there. And thank you to everyone who tuned in and hit the like and the share. And please do subscribe to Jonathan's channel. And here, I'll drop the link right now to Jonathan's channel in the chat. And then I got to go get on my own website and keep up with all the latest 38 specials, man. Too busy over here with all the deaths. It's sad. So,
Yep. I
and
got
yeah,
new video.
if you guys do have that Amazon streaming service, I know we should all boycott it, but a lot of us do have it. They did just add that movie I was talking about, The Black Phone, set in Colorado.
Oh, I want to look that up. You said is that on Prime? I'm about to
Yep.
look that up right now.
Yeah. Watch
Well, I
it. I
don't.
mean, it'll blow your mind as you go along.
No,
You'll
I don't
notice the
pay.
signs.
I don't pay for it. It's just on my TV. I just happen to have it here. So
There you go.
it's
Are
just
you
here.
still doing the Airbnb thing working?
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. No,
Okay.
I'm actually downtown in my apartment in Alabama, Montgomery.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but yeah, I'm still working. We're working in Florida actually right now.
Okay.
But I'm back and forth from Tallahassee to Montgomery.
Okay.
But
Well, if you guys got here late, we talked about a few additional things in addition to Gangsta Boo at the beginning, and then as the stream went on, other death news started coming in. Fred White, the drummer, 38-year-old for the Jaguars. I mean, and sadly, I mean, I'm sure there'll be another example right around the corner to prove the point even more. Probably won't have to wait too many more hours. So, anyhow,
here's a movie right here. It's number 5 in the U.S. It's called The Black Phone, right?
mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm about to watch it right now.
Yeah, yeah, you'll see it.
Okay, I'm about to check it out. I'll let you know.
All right, guys, we'll leave it there. And until next time, Truth Seeker.
Peace.